Yes, perfect. I think we can start now. Welcome to the webinar. So, I'm Nilesh. I'm the marketing manager at Nucleon Security. In today's session, we'll be talking about the next generation MDR. So, how Atom AI delivers fast, smarter detection and response technology in today's world. And for that, the entire session will be presented by our lead software engineer, Mohammed Limo. And yeah, please, Mohammed Limo, you can just take the lead.
Thank you, Nilesh. Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining. I am Mohammed Limo from Nucleon Security, and today we are talking about the one thing every security team I speak to is dealing with. How do you keep up when the threats are moving faster than your analysts can? In the next 20 minutes, I will show you how Atom AI, integrated inside of our Nucleon EDR platform, changes that equation. Here is the plan. We'll look at the problem SOCs are facing, then introduce Atom AI, walk through the core capabilities, do a live demo, and finish with the business impact. Let me start with what most SOC teams are actually living with right now. Alert fatigue is real. Thousands of alerts a day, and no one can investigate everything. Tools are siloed, and the result is more than 60% of analyst time just goes into manual investigation before any real work starts. Attackers need minutes while we're still taking hours. And the static SWAR playbooks, they break the moment attacker does something the rule didn't expect. As soon as we have an attack outside of the scope of our playbook, it's practically invisible. This is where Atom AI comes in. And just to be clear, it's not another SWAR and it's not another dashboard. It is an agentic AI platform. It doesn't just show you alerts, it actually investigates them. 5 things that make it work. Agent-based orchestration, dynamic adaptive workflows, real-time streaming, explainable reasoning, and controlled autonomous actions. The tools feed at the top. The orchestration engine sits in the middle, and you get enriched reports, risk scores, and actions as a result. Let me show you how it actually connects. The top layer is all your existing tools, your EDRs, your XDRs, whatever you already have. These tools use our configurable connectors to feed Atom AI's orchestration engine with the agents, with the dynamic workflow, the reasoning, and the real-time streaming. And the outputs are enriched reports, risk scores, recommendations, and the actual actions. You're not replacing your stack. You're just making it work together intelligently. So what actually makes this different from normal automation? 1, modular agents with clear permission scopes, like EDR agent or a threat intelligence agent, etc. 2, the dynamic workflows that reason and branch instead of following fixed playbooks. 3, every single decision comes with a full reasoning trace. You actually always see why it did what it did. 4, real-time streaming, so you can watch live and jump in if you want. 5, zero trust permissions and human in the loop on anything critical. Plus, it is built multi-tenant for managed security service providers. So as a scenario, we are going to go into our Nucleon EDR console platform, and we're going to look at the threats we have. So we have over thousands of alerts here, 83 events in this threat, and For an analyst, they would have to check all of these processes and investigate these related events before starting to work on the alert, just before knowing if this alert is actually true or if it's a false positive. Instead, we can just click on the button and let Atom AI do the magic. While this workflow is running, we can go ahead and walk around the console of Atom AI platform. So if we go inside of the entity, the overview page gives you the details about your entity, how many connectors you have configured. Now, these connectors are the tools that were separated. These tools or these connectors use tools to access to said platforms. We have our agents with configurable models so that we can customize them. We can choose what model to use in each agent. We can see each agent and the cost breakdown of it, how much tokens does it consume, and how much money does it consume. So we get the cost and the token and the tokens of each agent in this page. We can go to the workflows and look at the threat analyzing workflow, for example, which is the one we triggered from the Nucleon EDR platform. And we can see that it has 3 steps or 3 agents. The threat summarizer agent connected to our Nucleon EDR, which will get the threat events and summarize them. For the IUC enrichment agent, which connects to VirusTotal, Abuse IPDB, in order to give us an assessment over these IUCs in that threat. We get the security assessment agent for a summary of the threat and a summary of the results of these 2 agents. Now, we can see that the workflow is actually done and the execution is completed. And we have a report in under a minute of over 80 events that an analyst would have manually went through one by one. And we see that we have a suspicious execution, the info about it, the files, the hashes, the destination IPs, the domains, the process timeline, each event, each critical event, let's say, when it happened and where it is, the security, the IUC enrichment agent, which is the second step, looks at the total IUCs of that threat. So we only have one, and it is a clean one with a 80% confidence. So in VirusTotal detections, it's 0 out of 72, which means that this is a false positive. So instead of wasting 30 minutes plus on this threat to come to the conclusion that it is a false positive, in less than 2 minutes, Atom AI tells us what it is. And with the reasoning, the evidence, the sources of this result, or this assessment rather, the likelihood of a false positive is 90%, with recommendations, risk scores, and everything. So we can actually go back and talk more about Atom AI platform. Where we have here is the execution stage of this threat analyzing workflow, or of this workflow. Now, this is our last execution. This is the one we just triggered from Nucleon EDR, and we have the report here that we just saw in that platform. We have the configuration sector, which we can configure our connectors. We can look at our agents and configure their models, look at their analytics, their usage, and we can take a look at the list of our several models that we have, their cost, and their breakdown, descriptions about them, their company, and everything. And lastly, we have the usage and analytics page, which shows us, again, entity level, the cost analysis and the token usage comparison between the different workflows run in this entity, a forecast of the volume of the tokens or of the cost, period comparison. It's an overall vision, or it's an overall dashboard over your entity when it comes to how much we spent and how much we actually consumed. Now, we can see that in less than 5 minutes, we were able to generate a report of an alert with over 80 events, 0 hours of the manual analyst time with 100% explainable output. So what does this actually deliver? Well, we reduce the mean time to respond down to at least 50%. Hours turned into minutes. Manual effort per alert is down at least 60%. And in phase one, we are aiming, or we are targeting 40% plus of alerts to be resolved with no human touch. Who sees the difference? The tier one analysts get triage done fast and lose the fatigue. Tier two and tier three get a real context without doing all the legwork. Engineers keep control of the automation, customizing the workflows, configuring agents with CISOs get clean metrics, and MSSPs get the multi-tenant setup that they need. The bottom line is the SOC future isn't bigger, it is smarter. Threats aren't slowing down, and headcount can't keep up. Atom AI just gives your team real leverage, faster detections, autonomous investigations, responses in minutes instead of hours. I am happy to take any questions now. And if you want a demo on your environment, you can absolutely reach out after and we will set it up. Thank you all.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, Limo, for the webinar. And yeah, if you guys have any question, please you can raise your hand or you can send it in the chat or you can ask a post in Q&A. So yeah, and not just this, we come up with product updates every week and we have like product updates webinar every month. So please feel free to follow our social media profiles, Nucleon Security. And if you have like any inquiries about the product, it can be anything. It can be like even when you're a little curious about the products, or even if you want demos of any of our products, please send me an email right away. So I'll just put it in the chat. So yeah, perfect. You can just contact me or Limo as well. Yeah, you've got it now. And yeah, Limo, you can also put your email ID there so that